وما كان لمؤمن ولا مؤمنة إذا قضى الله ورسوله أمرا أن يكون لهم الخيرة من أمرهم ومن يعص الله ورسوله فقد ضل ضلالا مبينا.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد, dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. One of the ways our Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam used to address people's mistakes and errors was to show the people, to guide the people to which will prevent them from making such mistakes. And this is the logical thing. When you see something wrong, you correct it and you guide that person what to do in the future so that he would avoid falling in the same trap again. In an authentic hadith, Sahl ibn Hunayf, may Allah be pleased with him, one of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, was with the Prophet once and they were traveling nearby Medina. And he needed to wash himself, either to cool down or to clean up. And at the time, people had no lavatories, no bathrooms. They were camping, they were traveling. So all what he needed to do was to cover his awrah from the navel to the knee and then do what he was supposed to do. So he was washing himself. And in order to do this, of course, his upper part of the body was exposed. And Amir ibn Rabi'ah saw him bathe. And he was amazed. And he said to himself, I have not seen such clear and pure skin like today. Look at Sahl's skin. So he's telling the people around him, his friends, look how pure his skin is. And the moment he said this, Sahl fell on the ground. He could not raise his head. He got sick. So the people went to the Prophet ﷺ, seeking his guidance, telling him, wouldn't you come and see what happened to Sahl? Maybe you can help him. So he said, what happened? They said, O Prophet of Allah, he has fainted, he fell sick, he's unable to even raise his head. So the Prophet ﷺ said to them, do you accuse anyone of doing something wrong? So they said, well, Amir ibn Rabi'ah, may Allah be pleased with him, looked at him and we suspect that he gave him an evil eye. So the Prophet ﷺ summoned Amir and rebuked him, admonished him, and was really harsh to him. And he said, why would any one of you kill his brother? Why, if you were to see something you like, wouldn't say, may Allah bless it? So the Prophet ﷺ directed Amir and the Muslims how to block the evil eye and how not to make such a mistake in the future. To say, may Allah bless you. Allahumma barik. Barakallahu lak. This is what we use to block our evil eye. Now, I know some of you would think that we are in the era of space travel, NASA, and we have technological advances and science and the likes, and you're telling us about evil eye? At the end of the day, we are Muslims, and we believe in the Quran and the Sunnah, and we definitely believe that they override any science, because this is from Allah Azza wa Jal, the creator of the heavens and the earth. And it's a proven record for the past 15 centuries that everything in the Quran and in the Sunnah is authentic, valid, scientific, logical, proven without any doubt. So why would I suspect? Why would I not believe in the presence of the evil eye when it is mentioned in the Quran and it is mentioned in the authentic Sunnah, and we see it with our own eyes? We see it in our own lives, how people are affected by the evil eye. I know people that when they go in some places and see something they like, immediately something bad happens. Especially when they comment on it without saying Allahumma barik. Some people go to a room, they turn on the light, and the lights are so bright, and they say, whoa, and immediately the light goes off. The light bulb is burnt, gone. People see a car, and they say, wow, what a fast car. And 5 minutes later, it has an accident. And the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, the evil eye is truth, is something that is existing. It would cause a camel to die and be cooked and go into the cooking pot. And it would cause a man to enter his grave. Sometimes we ourselves give evil eye without knowing to our own children when we don't say Allahumma barik. When we see our own children play around and we say, whoa, look how fast he is, how strong he is, without saying Allahumma barik. So evil eye exists, and it does not mean that the person who gives it is an evil person. Amir ibn Rabi'a is a companion, and definitely he did not have ill intent. And be careful, because there is a difference between evil eye that comes out without intention most of the time, and between envy, which is a major sin. Envy, or hasad, is something that a person wishes that a particular favor or blessing of Allah is to be removed from that individual, because he's envious, he doesn't deserve it. When you see a neighbor moving into a nice house, you're envious. You wish that he loses this wealth, or the house is burnt to the ground. When you see a friend marrying a beautiful woman from a reputable family, you're envious. You wish they divorce. This is a major sin. And this consumes good deeds like bushfire does to a forest or to the plantations. Evil eye is different. It's called in Arabic al-ayn. The Prophet said, al-aynu haqq. Evil eye is undeniably true. It exists. But we have to block it by saying, Allahumma barik. So many people come to me and they say, oh Shaykh, I used to be an A student. I used to be a hard worker. I used to be a good da'iyah. I used to be a student of knowledge. And overnight, my life crumbled and was toppled. And now I cannot do any of these things. And I say to them, this is evil eye. 100%. Do ruqyah, and inshallah, it will all go away and you will be as good as new. Now, if someone knows the person that made this evil eye to him, there is a cure for that. So the Prophet ﷺ, when he rebuked Amr ibn Rabi'ah, he ordered him to wash himself and collect the water. So Amr did exactly as the Prophet ordered him ﷺ. He washed his face, he washed his hands, his elbows, his knees, the side of his feet, and the inside of his waist wrapper, and collected all this in a pot or in a bucket. And then the Prophet ordered someone to come from behind Sahl ibn Hunayf and to pour it over his head and back and to turn the bucket upside down. So this is the format. So Amir did what the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wassalam, and the collected water was thrown on Sahl in the same fashion the Prophet commanded, alayhi salatu wassalam. And all of a sudden, Sahl stood up as nothing was ever wrong with him. And he started walking and acting normally. So this is a fact. When such a mistake takes place, you direct the people to what blocks it and how to rectify it. Nowadays, unfortunately, people are not like that. If someone says such an evil comment and you notice that this had negatively impacted your life and you go to them and you ask them to wash in the same fashion, they would reject you. They would say you're crazy. And you tell them about the hadith, still they don't apply it, unfortunately. People don't have iman. They don't have belief. What to do? You go to step number 2, which is to do ruqyah. And you've heard me say this word ruqyah multiple times, reciting the verses of the Quran to seek healing from Allah. And you can do that on your water or on yourself and wipe over the affected area. And this works beautifully with the grace of Allah Azza wa Jal. 4 to 5 days and you're as good as new. Drinking from that water multiple times, making a lot of dua in your sujood, and Allah will cure you without any problem. Unfortunately, some of the people cascade this into avenues that were not exposed before. So a teacher finds herself suffering from an illness. She goes to her class or classes and requests that they wash for her or for him, and they collect the water from the students and do this. This is not valid. Such collective effort, gaining such water, this is not even hygienic. So this does not work. You have to suspect a particular individual, then ask that individual to make this wudu or to wash for you in the same fashion and use that. Not to just hold people in the masjid or in the neighborhood and ask them to collect such things, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best. Now, in this hadith, we see that the Prophet ﷺ rebuked Amr and was really angry with him, telling him, why would anyone kill his own brother? Just to highlight the severity and the true gravity of what he had done, the mistake he had done. And this is why so many times we are in gatherings and people may compliment something you have. There is no problem in saying to them, Akhi, say Allahumma barik, to block his evil eye. Some people are offended, and they have no right to be offended. And if they're offended, who cares? Say it to their face so that they would block their evil eye before. They're not offended, but I am hurt because of that. Usually, if one observes his morning and evening adhkar, the adhkar after the fourth prayer, the adhkar before going to bed, and the adhkar before leaving the home, usually with the grace of Allah, he's protected. But nevertheless, one must take the means. So sometimes when people do such mistakes, it is permissible to be harsh in rebuking them so that they won't repeat that again. And from this story, we learn that some mistakes may lead to killing people, such as giving an evil eye or even driving recklessly. So when you see someone driving recklessly or speeding, you may rebuke them. You may be harsh before something that is worse may happen in the future, and then there is no point in regretting it and saying, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. And finally, in this hadith, in this story, the Prophet ﷺ is teaching us how to block mistakes from happening in the future. So when you see someone doing a sin or an error, you teach them that this is wrong, and in the future you should do so and so to avoid falling into the same mistake. We have a short break. Stay tuned, and inshallah, we'll be right back.